Hey guys, what's going on? This is Namcrap, and welcome to the final group of ASL Season 20 Prelims Day 1. It's going to be group number 12, and we're going to be having a TBT. Boring. We've had way too many TBTs. We've had, what is it? Rush versus Haya or someone like that, and we had Scan versus Sharp, right? Well, I cannot remember half of these names because everything is just like a big gray crowd in my brain right now. My brain is fried after casting almost 6 hours straight. But this will be the final game here, so very much excited to cast it. Speed versus Royal. The first set was won by Speed. That was kind of surprising. Well, Speed is strong. Speed is like Barracks. They have historically been strong in certain eras, right? But now Speed is not strong. And Royal is not a strong player anymore. I mean, he used to win an ASL, so keep that in mind. He's not a nobody, but since winning that one ASL like 10 years ago, whenever that was, he is kind of fumbling back to where he belongs, which is around 1250-ish kind of ELO ranking. But yeah, today it's going to be very, very sad to have one of these players getting eliminated. Both of them are dear to us. I think there's a lot of Royal fan. There's a lot of Speed fan. In Korea, there's a lot of Speed fan. Because Royal is not really a sociable guy. He's kind of like, I don't really care what you guys are doing. By the way, he's got a dog. So if you're a dog person, you probably enjoy Royal more than you enjoy Speed. Anyways. Alright, scouting correctly from Speed. He has seen what the enemy is doing. And that's going to be slightly disheartening for Royal there. He's going to have to send another SCV out to try to stop this other SCV from creating too much problem. No, he's got a Marine. He's got a Marine, so I think he's doing just fine. And the game will go on from there. So this is going to be a TBT. It will be a little bit long, so I guess I will go through the full cycle of advertising and fan appreciation. So my name is Namcraft. Welcome to the channel. Have a seat. And I'm very, very happy to bring to you lightning fast English commentaries of ASL games this season, together with other tournaments I will be covering. So these videos that I cast will be uploaded very, very quickly, and I will be talking very quickly. There's going to be some disorientation in the audio channels, a little bit more English on one ear, a little bit more Korean on the other ear. If you don't like it, you can use speakers instead of headphones. There are going to be links in the video description to the previous video in the tournament and the next video to the tournament. So use those things to navigate around, to not get spoiled. Do not look at the comments. Do not look at my videos page. And that way you're gonna get unspoiled. Another way to not get spoiled is you go on the website teo.net or maybe just Google Namcraft ASL blog, and you will see my blog, and I have written a blog for ASL Season 20, ASL Season 19, 18, 17, etc. So on those blogs, I have written, posts where I will show the links to each video with spoiler tags, so you don't get spoiled by the results. So that is, I guess, my gift to you. Another gift to you is that in these kind of real-time tournaments such as ASL and KCM, you will not have ads in the middle of the set, just at the beginning of the video once, and that's it. So if you like that, one thing you can do for me is become my friends on Facebook. Use your real Facebook account. Don't use a Facebook account that's like a hot girl, because I know it's not you, but I will click accept anyways, because if you have a hot photo I'd like to see, if you have other hot photos behind it or not. Looks like Roy's gonna press forward here. It's gonna be slightly tricky. He pulls his vulture back and he saves the weak one. That vulture is finally sniped, and those marines need to support as well. Nicely done, but now all of the marines and all of the vultures from Royal will fall. Keep in mind, Royal has not yet expanded, so the fact that Speed is able to hold this is huge. Speed is up 1-0, one more game, and he will qualify for the round of 24. And as for Royal, I guess he can try again tomorrow. Who else is in this group? Anyways, the vulture from Royal is plowing through. There's only 2 more vultures from Speed, but Speed sniped another vulture at the last minute. He's got a Marine as well. He loses a Marine. The SCVs are having some kind of 4-sum there. Now it's 3-sum. Now it's 2-sum. And now the vultures are going to be falling. Another vulture is coming from the high ground, but 4 vultures from Royal is just too much, maybe. I think he's will overwhelm the other forces, and sniping SCVs left and right, and the vultures will fall. It takes a long time for Speed to rebuild these vultures. He's down by about 8 supply. And Royo is going for double factory before expansion. Very tricky. And now looks like these SV have all, gone to the high ground because he doesn't want to lose any more forces. These vultures got to attack the command center. So maybe Speed would just lift it up. He will make a Goliath. Interesting. And now the Goliath will push these forces back. And Speed will be able to actually make more SCVs from its expansion. So the game will go on slightly here. And let me tell you a little bit about who has been eliminated, the continuation of that. So in group 12, where these guys are playing, Free has been eliminated because Free could not even make it to the semifinals. Who else would be of note here? I don't see any notable names. Alright, that's cool. Maybe there's something on the online live report thread. I don't know. Anyways, back to this game. Speed with his 2 bases looking very, very strong. We have a very annoying command barracks blocking this command center.
탱크 생산 들어가요. 초반 공세가 있었던 이후에 이제 앞마당을 각자 가져가면서 야, 여기 골리앗만 계속 뽑고 있어요. 네. 지금 나와서 네. 몰아내고 있고 빈집털이
Alright, looks like Speed is going to be doing the counter attack now. Royo with 2 tanks. Okay, 3 tanks. Okay, 3 tanks. And they're going to be able to push those units back. But we have a run by Raw Vultures once again to kill off these SVs. And Speed is forced to evacuate SVs to the high ground. A single Goliath is going to be able to push them back. What is going to be the plan here for Speed? He's got a lot of Goliaths. Gonna try to snipe the tank. He goes to the tank, but 2 additional vultures get on the high ground. And these 3 Goliaths are destroyed. He's gonna try to snipe that other tank. That tank is very, very close to getting destroyed. He sniped 2 tanks. And with that, he's gonna retreat. He's got more Goliaths on the backside. The Goliaths are very, very damaged. But he's now again. Oh my god, if those 4 Goliaths push a little bit more, he might be able to take out that last tank. But he might want to send those Goliaths back because they are really, really damaged. Really damaged. 50 supply for Speed. And Royo with 52 supply. It looks like the Goliaths go through once again. They are damaged, but they get the last time. There's going to be a mine explosion on the SCV. Nicely done. Nicely done by Speed. And Royo, what is he doing? His 2 vultures are still doing a lot of damages, but the game will a little bit go on. Why do we have a Marine here randomly? A random Marine is on the high ground. But now this space is going to be clear and very much evenly matched between these 2 players. And we're going to be having 4 factories with no add-on, which means it's going to be just pure Goliaths from Speed. I don't know if this is going to work because in TBT at some point in future you do want to have tanks. And a hidden base by Royo. Wow. This is like exactly what you want to do to mix up the things here because most often the players don't expect this kind of move. But be careful, Royo, because Speed is making only Goliaths. He's making like 10 Goliaths. And he's hiding at the 12 o'clock position here. Maybe he's going to be waiting for the enemy to move up before he move in. I don't know. But it looks like Royo has got his own counter Goliaths. Looks like Goliaths from Speed arrives. He's going to dive forward now. And the tanks cannot cover fast enough. Speed does one good shot to get the first tank. He's now getting pushed back by the mine. He might walk a Goliath into the mine. No. About to get the Goliaths walk into the mine. At the last minute, he's going to be able to pull back. He's trying to attack the tank here. But now there's too much defense from Royo. And Speed is getting pushed back hard. But yeah, still more Goliaths. And we have what? A Fire Bat of all things. Of course, he cannot stay, but he can still attack correctly here. Looks like SCVs are doing a good job. What is that Fire Bat doing? There's going to be a mine about to explode onto the tank. Great explosion. That last tank has fallen. Speed might have done it. There's going to be another mine getting created. No, be careful. The tank needs to pull itself back. Attack on the SCV is a great idea, but there's a mine exploding and killing both of the Goliaths instantly. But Speed still have more Goliaths, and we will have what coming here? I guess no more Fire Bats. More tanks coming through, and now we will have Siege. Siege mode is on, so these non-stop Goliaths will have to stop. Royo new base is completed at the bottom right, and he is going to be able to do what? He's going to be going for double starport. His hidden base will be buying so much time for him. It's going to be very difficult. On the other side of the map, Speed is also making his own version of of raids. Oh no, he's gonna be going for dropship. Goliath drop is not a bad idea. He's got a huge amount of Goliaths. So large. If he wants to drop in Royo's main base, he will be seen easily, I think. So it's going to be very tricky. Vultures being used by Royo to stop the third base from going up. He's gonna destroy this floating barracks, and that will slow down the factory production slightly. These vultures get in and they still do a lot of damage. Royo ahead by about 10 supply. We have a dropship that kind of got spotted, and those vultures are doing so much damage. This Goliath cannot get in fast enough. He's losing so many SCVs. 4 kills on one vulture, 4 kills on another vultures. And now Speed is behind by about 10 supply, 20 supply. Royo with a hidden base. This dropship is going where, I don't know. You don't need drops to go towards the bottom right. You can just walk there, but he doesn't know about it. So yeah, there's gonna be counter attack. So I guess this game will go easily into Royo's favor. He's going to be going for Goliath's drop, and Royo expanding again. This is a real expansion, not the fake expansion. This dropship is gonna unload more Goliaths here. The dropship will fall. No, it looks like the dropship is safe. The Goliaths could do some attacks here, but without visions, those mine will eat those Goliaths alive. That's gonna be slightly problematic. Royo with a hidden base, and now he's finally gonna be going up. Nicely done, nicely done. More forces coming too. What is gonna be the plan here for Speed? He has not yet expanded. Does he have scan? I guess he has scan, so he will take out those mines, and the command center will go down. If he can come back from this, then Speed is goated. Speed will be the greatest of all time. He can come back after being down a base secretly, a drop that is not able to do any kind of damage, and now Royo is coming up with his own third base, his real third base, and we're gonna be having what now? 2 tanks and a couple of Goliaths. This might be able to do something, I don't know. There are already some forces here that will load up, so this is gonna be a triple dropship play here from Speed. He needs to get the right angle. He comes in, he would drop on these tanks. There are only 2 tanks. This drop we will do a lot of damages here, while the main of Royo is attacked by another drop. This base was cancelled. I think, yeah, it was cancelled at the last minute. So nicely done by Royo to save some money that way. But definitely the game doesn't end here, because this command center from Speed is quite exposed. There's going to be another drop in the main. He's going to drop what? He's going to drop all the way, but there's already siege positioned. There's going to be these tanks getting destroyed here and getting surrounded. Royo's going to be super careful. He's kind of trapped here. These tanks will be able to siege. These are all Goliaths. No, there are some tanks. There are some tanks. They will be able to attack that other tank. That other tank will fall, but one tank from Royo, one tank from Speed is gone. But now all of those SCVs are bleeding fast. Royo is losing so many SCVs. He's gonna have to relieve this position with tanks from the other side of the map. On the other side, this command center has completed. Very lucky that the command center completes on time. So that's good. And all of these SC from Royo are dying left and right. Goliaths are doing great shots, but at the last bit, those tanks will come out and finish off the job here. All of those remaining SCVs will get saved. Royo still with a hidden base, keep that in mind. And he's gonna re-expand again, and Speed doesn't know about this bottom right. Very unfortunate, but the number of SCVs from Royo is not very high. But now we will have these four, 6 units, right? 2 tanks and 2 vultures going somewhere else. He doesn't know about the hidden base, so he's gonna unload his stuff here. There's gonna be cloak raid coming through. All of these dropships will get destroyed. A mine explosion, nicely done. He picked up the unit at the last minute. All of those raids died, though. Keep that in mind. The raids are gone. With the raids gone, it means that nothing can stop this dropship, but there's no place to send it to. More raids come through, and he will have to unload everything here. He's gonna be able to actually maybe take 1 hit on the raid, but that's it. But I guess this game will go for Royo again, unless Speed can come up with something, because Speed third base has been denied, and he's stuck at home. Royo is gonna set up a contain soon. Alright, looks like at the last minute, Royo is gonna get pushed back here. The command center will finally come out, and this base will get saved. 15 minute mark of the game, and Royo with 118 supply and a hidden base. Still Speed at 102 supply. This command center has gone so far that it will take a long time for it to actually land in that location. Oh my god, we should have, if you're gonna try to retake that base, you should place your command center nearby, right? And now that's gonna be a full minute until Speed can land his third base, whereas Royo's got 4 bases in operation. Wow. Where these cloak rates going? They're trying to look for openings, but there's nothing. We have 2 vultures assaulting this base though, so that's something. And some cloak attack on the expansion. We will finally have a scan, so these raids will need to also scan themselves and attack the other units, so at least Speed is able to do some damage. Nicely done. Royo, despite his 4 bases, is like not allowed to come up and finish up the game here. Alright, those cloak rates are destroyed and the game will go on. This new base is still not yet landing. The command center went to the wrong location, but Speed is moving forward with a huge force. Royo's economy has a problem or something. He's got so much mining activities, but he's not able to create a large amount of forces here, and Speed just keeps on coming back. Anyways, I think this might be the last straw here. The siege positions are better for who? I guess they're better for neither of the players. They completely stop in the middle. SCVs are gonna get refurnished, refurbished, resaturated to the 3 o'clock position. Alright, scanners coming up, and in terms of upgrade, we're seeing +2 upgrades for Royo, 0 upgrade for Speed. And Speed is gonna have to go back here. Where he's gonna try to attack, I'm not so sure. I guess he would try to assault on this northern side. There's only a single tank, so it will not be able to stop. And why are you laying so many mines? You don't need those many mines. And the siege position are faster for Speed. He pushes those vultures back. I guess he would try to take the 12 o'clock position, or at least secure it, so that forces can flow through a little bit in the future. That's not a bad idea. But keep in mind that he doesn't have a 4th base, whereas the enemy has gotten a 4th base already. Now these tanks are attempting to go on high ground. It will be very, very costly to try to get up there. He would try to take some hits with the siege position, but not able to do so. Looks like Royo is also trying to secure it from his side of the map, but it is going to be Speed who gets there first. Okay, we have some tanks sieging from the other side, and now Royo takes another base. Now I think it becomes very, very clear that Royo has got 5 bases. I think Speed should have scanned. I think he scanned sometimes and he already saw it. But Speed vultures, no pun intended, are going to try to move towards the bottom right here. These huge ground forces come through and surrounding from both sides, but the vultures will take out so much forces. The vultures should split up into 2 groups. One going towards the bottom right and the one going towards the top right. Exactly, nicely done. This vulture has seen the enemy with so many hidden infrastructure. And he's destroying the turrets. Not really what you want to have. I guess destroying the turret isn't bad because you can stop the enemy from seeing the mine. And he does get the turret destroyed. This vulture is still in here doing business, and Royo has forgot about it. These vultures will now exit the 3 o'clock position and all move towards the bottom right. He need to snipe the SV going for the command center. Great surround by Speed to get all of the vultures destroyed. And now he's free to destroy the scouting, the SCVs that he's building. And this vulture still clearing a lot of forces. What is Royo doing? He's falling apart or what? He has so many potential for nice, economy. And now there's gonna be a mine explosion. No, he does a nice scan by Royo to clear those areas. So now his five bases are secured. Speed comes up at the 12 o'clock position with another base, and he's making a huge amount of raids. 11 raids. These games are so scrappy. I feel like with a real pro gamer, they should be able to close out the game very easily, but Speed is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. He's now leading Royo in supply here. He's clearing out so many tanks, and Royo is going for a killer drop. Where exactly? I don't know. I think it's going to be very, very hard to go for a killer drop. He's just hiding his dropship in the corner here. But Speed comes forward, but the rest of the forces need to unload. He's unloading some. Oh my god, this is a huge error. You had such a good lead. And now Speed is cutting into Royo's throat. There's going to be Valkyries coming through and attacking various angles. Speed is attacking nicely. He's going to be within reach of this command center. There need to be tanks on the high ground. There need to be tanks setting up right now on the high ground. He does have a tank on the high ground that will slowly siege, but it's going to be within reach of those tanks on the ground. SVs are coming out to destroy. I think there's something else at the bottom right. Some attack, some vulture drop or something like that. That will attack and kill off the bottom right as well. There's going to be some more vultures moving to the mid, and now Speed is leading by about 10 supply, but 5 bases are still going strong for Royo. Can Royo do something? He need to get out of this area first, and then he will need to save his other bases. There's a tank here, and that tank will unsiege, and that single vulture is going to fall. SCVs need to attack. SCVs need to go to work. All of the SCVs are running away. They're not allowed to stay in this base anymore. We have those some tanks on the high ground to push these tanks back. I think now Royal need to focus on building a lot of dropships. But anyways, we're gonna be having some vultures coming out, and vultures on vultures action. We have a scan there, and huge fleet of Valkyries come out to finish up these other raids. Keep in mind the speed with his 4 bases are slightly slow, worse in economy. But now look at the supply differential. Such a huge supply differential between these two players.
지금 병력 보내서 여기를 좀 갉아먹어 보려고 하는데 여기도 제 레이스가 지금 나와
Right,
있고
4 Valkyries.
됩니다.
네.
4 Valkyries from Royal are able to completely decimate the raids group here from Speed. Speed clearing out the entire 3 o'clock base. So officially it is 4 base on 4 base. The bottom right is still in favor of Royal. He's been mining that area for a long time, and he has secured his expansion. That was basically Royal shooting himself in the foot. He's got everything so secured, and all of a sudden he lost his 4 dropship full of cargo. That was very, very unfortunate. But anyways, we're going to be having a scan to see what exactly Speed is building with his double starport, and Royal saw that it was mainly dropships. These tanks are gonna try to assault the bottom right, but the bottom right is largely contained by some tanks, so they cannot go. These vultures are trying to lay some mine to stop reinforcements, and Speed also is gonna secure that area from the north side here. Some tanks coming out, and these vultures, I guess you need to hide on the high ground. There is a single tank being very annoying here. The tank will fall. This base at 3 o'clock position has not been allowed to mine for a long time, and now it will fall. Wow, looks like Royal just could not keep up with the pace here. That mine is not gonna even explode, and that tank took so many hits. The tank with the tank of Royal. Okay, that was, sorry, I got the colors mixed up. That was the tank of Royal. It's got +3 weapons, and Speed was the one who was coming from behind with vultures. Sorry, I'm gonna start to hallucinate now. I'm gonna start to get delirious because just casting so many games. But anyways, Royal is gonna try to contain the enemy here. He tried to move back a little bit to hold his side of the map. 5 bases for Royal, still going very strong. 23rd minute of the game, and actually not a lot of bases have been claimed. Usually around 23rd minutes of the game, we should have a lot of bases claimed. But so far, Royal, I mean, just keep on getting shot in the foot like over and over. And Speed is not gonna expand that quickly, but now finally Speed is gonna claim the bottom left. You can see, there we go. So the base that we changed the decision of this game is going to be the 6 o'clock position, because 12 o'clock has been taken by Speed. So Royal need to claim the 6 o'clock position for himself if he wants to win here. Speed now leads by 10 supply. Royal, what are you doing? It should have been very, very easy for Royal to clear those situations, but now he's gonna be in some trouble. And will Speed take the middle base? That is an entirely possible conjecture, I feel, because he's got that area secured, but you don't want to take too much of those. Where are these SCVs going? What is going on? I get it, because there are some supply depot blocking this area, so he's forced to send them manually towards the other side. But looks like Speed is gonna be going for killer drop. Speed now, from a position where he was behind by 1 or 2 bases, is now up by 1 base. What are these vultures from Royal doing? He's gonna try to snipe this base. Okay, not bad. He will snipe that SCVs, but this, what is it, 6 dropships, 7 dropship got scanned, but the Valkyries are here to intercept. And so that drop has not gone through. Looks like this base is gonna finally get cleared out by Speed, but he needs to send an SV over to really complete the construction. What are these 7 dropships from Speed doing? They are looking for some openings, but there are no openings that to be seen. Speed 180 supply, Royal at 161. It's still not very clear who will win, but Speed has got a good advantage. He's gonna be upper base, and he's been mining from the 6 o'clock position. Keep that in mind. Not the 6 o'clock, the main base, the central base. He's been mining for a while. So we shall see. Hold on, I want to check the upgrades at some point in the future. I believe Roy is the one with the better upgrades, but I could be wrong here. Alright, looks like Royo has set up a turret wall in his main because he's fearing a huge drop. Both players are floating a lot of minerals. And getting maxed out speed is the one who maxed out first though. He's allowed to mine this area for a while, whereas Royo has not yet expanded to the 6 o'clock position. If I was Royo, I would set up a lot of turrets here because the threat of drop is so real from the enemy. Looks like Roy is slightly going forward, and we're going to be having a scan. The Valkyries also checking for decision. Looks like Speed inches forward to gain this area to allow him to mine the middle a little bit more. Speed allowing to mine the middle is going to be very, very costly for Royal. You know that middle is not a normal expansion. It is a fastest map expansion, which means that multiple SCVs can mine from the same mineral patch without causing any issues. So that's a little bit tricky here, and this is why Speed is not so keen on taking that natural at the bottom left, because he doesn't need to take it. He just need to make sure he's got enough army. And looks like there's gonna be a drop on these tanks. Where are the Valkyries when you need them? This is a huge moment. Speed wins the battle easily. He cleared out so many tanks. Of course, he's also trading a little bit there. He's losing some of his forces in the process, but he's able to cut off Royo's three bases. The 3 o'clock is now cut off from the bottom right. There's going to be a drop on this high ground. Nice moment. These Valkyries were completely wasted. They could have been used a long time ago, but now looks like the entire bottom right will fall to Speed, and Royo, in a matter of a few seconds, lost 2 bases. He's going to try to assault the middle. This is a desperate attempt. It's not going to work. I guess he can take this base and force the SV to evacuate, but it doesn't really matter. He's losing a lot of supply. 40 supply differential. The entire bottom right has been completely busted. Tanks are going to try to go on high ground. This base has been mined out now, so the additional income is not much, but losing all of those SV is problematic. SVs are coming out. They're going to try to force some kind of splash damage, which will be okay. In the middle of the map, looks like Royo plow forward and he takes this base out. Not bad. 27 minutes of game, and the game is still going on. This base has been evacuated already, so it doesn't really matter. But what is going to be the next destination? Because there's still a lot of siege positions in various other areas. And I guess, yeah, he would try to take this base for himself. That's so funny. Whereas you need to be a little bit more creative, I feel. Try to save the bottom right has to be your highest priority, or even attacking the bottom left, right? Because that bottom left is been mining for a while. We're seeing some vultures get on the high ground now. They will need to actually go and start to place some mines. Not bad, and that mines. Oh my god, a tank is alive! Wow, nice attack here. We are seeing what now? +3 weapons on the tanks on Royal, +2 weapons on the tanks on Speed. Speed is leading with about 50 supply. Royal down to 3 bases, and most of them don't have minerals. I think the only the 3 o'clock base is the only base that he's got something. Speed is taking the 6 o'clock base as well for himself. That's so funny. Speed completely in the lead here. Royo, of course, cannot GG just yet because this is his last game. Looks like he's going to try to attack onto here. There's only 1 tank, so that tank will get cleared out. Not a bad idea because, sometimes, when you are busy attacking one place, you just forget the other locations. But now those tanks on the low ground without vision will fall. There's going to be reinforcement by Speed already on the other side. He may be able to take out the scanner, and that's it. Nothing else. And now he has no longer vision. He needs to retreat, because if he doesn't retreat, those tanks will shell him from the high grounds. Looks like Speed might be able to relieve those areas with something. I'm not so sure. There is no scanner. Looks like these drops will come through, and I guess Speed will try to save that base after all. He's loading up a lot of Goliaths. Where is he going? He's the one with the map control. You don't want to actually go and attack anywhere right now. You just need to control your areas and make sure that you're able to mine effectively. There's going to be a scan in the middle. There are a few SCVs, a single Goliath, 3 tanks, and they will fall. But the southern groups of tanks from Roy are doing good damage. They clear out these tanks on the right side will help as well, and the drop has failed. And Royo has survived. I mean, that was so unfortunate by Speed supply-wise. Royo 125, Speed 170, and Royo has 300 minerals. He doesn't have much minerals. This command center was forced to get lifted, and this base will fall to the enemy. Not really fall to the enemy, but it will be mineable by Royo at some point in the future, but not yet right now. And I guess this base will be a stalemate situation, and that is bogging Royo down. Actually, Royo doesn't want to be there. You know, he prefers to be somewhere else because that base, even though the enemy is not mining from it, he's not mining it either, Royal. Okay, what are these dropships doing? Just hanging out in the center of the map. He's going to this high ground. He would drop first. Yes, he would drop first. Nicely done. And Speed is the one who dropped later, which means he's disadvantaged. And Royo is the one who clears the ground. Yes, oh no, maybe so. At the last minute, it is Royo who clears everything. He will see here. There's no command center. There is a command center. There's a command center. So that command center will fall. But these tanks are going to be doing some good shots here. But those dropships from Royo need to be here because Speed will come back. A single Goliath is not able to save on time. The tanks need to unseat so that there's no splash damage. Nicely then there's going to be a counter drop. He need to be dropping right now because Goliaths are trying to focus attention on the dropship. Better last minute, overwhelming number of tanks from Royal plow through. He's gonna switch here. What else is inside the main base? I'm not able to see it. Reinforcement coming from the low ground, but Royal has secured his high ground, and this command center is forced to get lifted. So in a matter of minutes, Royal is able to clear out 3 bases of Speed. This middle area is gonna get pushed back though. The number of tanks are not enough to carry them out. We have a hidden base at the 6 o'clock position. That is gonna change the fate of the battle here. There's just so many bases trading hands. None of the players are able to secure like a permanent locations anywhere. Anyways, there's gonna be a scan. This command center has been burned down, so this base is gone. But it doesn't mean it could be mined by Royal. Royal doesn't have much mining activities. He's running out of places to mine, whereas Speed has got a secret base at the 6 o'clock position that Royal doesn't know about. He need to send some of his forces there, but he doesn't really have enough. And Royal is running out of money. Royal down to 160 minerals, Speed 1,300 minerals, even supply, but it's going to be Royal who is cash strapped. The bottom right is slightly secured as well. And number of mineral patches for Royal's base are falling out. So I guess Speed did it. He did it. He came back from a deficit. He was behind. Royal had a hidden base that was very cunning. This will be the final battle. Nope, Royal decided he won't commit, which is a smart move. He need to relieve these tanks away from this position. They don't need to be here anymore. He need to send them away. And looks like they're getting stuck. They are getting stuck from that location. And both the players are not really mining, but it's Speed who's got a slight mineral intake at the 6 o'clock position. And this is why he's slightly ahead in supply. These mines will eat up the tanks if they're not careful. Anyways, there's gonna be tanks coming out. I'm not so sure exactly where can they go. A single drop will completely destroy them. They're gonna come out here and they will try to siege this position to try to surround the middle area. Royal, keep in mind, is mining in very few locations. These tanks are gonna get destroyed. You need to repair those tanks. Both the players are looking to mine this base. Look at this. 2 commands that are flying from 2 different directions. But it's going to be Speed who's already been here. There's going to be an attack though. And I guess Speed has got fewer forces, so this base will fall. The command center will need to land soon. But the other tanks on the other side are still able to reach the mineral line. Unless Royal is able to clear that single tank, this tank has been cleared. Which means these mineral patches are protected. SVs need to get sent there right now to mine. And as for Speed, he is just mining from the 6 o'clock position. He doesn't really care anymore about any other thing. This base has been evacuated, but Speed doesn't know about it. He's just hanging his tanks on the high ground. Anyways, more attack. And finally, we have random raids coming out. To protect Royal with 600 minerals, he's down to 83, 82 supply. Speed with about 50 more supply. Both the players are very cash strapped. SCV need to be super careful not to mine from the wrong location. Raids coming back. 34 minutes amount of game. The game is still going on. And I guess I put this game in the list of best game because it's so long. But, you know, I guess the quality is not as fun as I expected. Anyways, SVs will have to repair those tanks. Keep in mind that during this entire time, you did not have to watch any single ad. Just a single ad in the beginning of the game and that's it. So if you enjoy these games and if you're looking forward to a nice season of ASL with me, feel free to buy me a coffee. The link to that is going to be in the video description. These tanks are going to get worn out here. And tanks are sieging from the north side as well. Royo is trying very hard to repair everything, but he doesn't have enough Goliaths. GG from Royo. Speed has qualified for the round of 24. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye-bye.